Have you ever thought about owning a vacation rental in India? Maybe a gorgeous villa somewhere or a cool apartment in the city. It sounds like an absolute dream investment, right? But for a lot of property owners, that dream pretty quickly morphs into this stressful, all-consuming job they never ever signed up for. Well, today we're going to dive into the story of Hostizzy, a company that was born from this exact problem and decided to build a solution from the ground up.
All right, so let's get right into it. To really get what Hostizzy is all about, we first have to understand the real day-to-day challenges that hosts are up against. If you're a property owner, I bet this question hits pretty close to home. That initial excitement of getting your property listed, well, it can get buried pretty fast under the mountain of work it actually takes to be successful. It's a super common story.
And here's exactly why it gets so tough. It's not just one thing, it's everything, all at once. Suddenly, you're not just a host. You're a marketer, a cleaner, a 24/7 concierge, a repair person, and a market analyst. I mean, trying to juggle constant guest messages while keeping up with ever-changing platform rules and dealing with a leaky faucet at 2 a.m., yeah, it can get overwhelming fast. So how do you even begin to tackle a problem this big? Well, for Hostizzy's answer came from someone who was right there in the trenches, saw the gap, and decided, you know what? I'm going to build the bridge myself. So the whole journey kicks off in 2019. The founder, who was actually working at Airbnb at the time, noticed this huge hole in the Indian rental market. There just wasn't a real support system for owners. So he launched his Hostizzy, only to have the entire world shut down with the pandemic just a few months later. Talk about timing. But through all of that, they didn't just survive, they actually thrived. And if you fast forward to today, 6 years later, they're managing this carefully selected portfolio of over 45 properties. And this, right here, was the idea from day one. This quote from the founder really just says it all, doesn't it? It was never just about managing properties. It was about filling that gap, lightening the load, and being a genuine, actual support system for owners. Okay, so with that mission, what does this support system actually look like in the real world? Let's pull back the curtain and see how they bring some much-needed order to the chaos of hosting. They've really boiled it down to this simple 4-step path. It all starts with a discovery call, just to see what the potential of your property really is. Then, their team jumps into the super important onboarding phase. We're talking professional photos, killer descriptions, the whole shebang. Next, they take you live, and not just on one site, but on over 30 different channels to get as many eyes on your place as possible. And then comes the best part, the manage and grow phase, where they take over all the day-to-day stuff so you can actually step back and, enjoy the income. Now, what I think is really smart here is the flexibility. They totally get that not every owner is the same. So let's say you're a new host and you just need a hand getting everything set up right. Boom, there's a starter package for that. Or maybe you're more hands-on, you like managing the property itself, but hate dealing with bookings and late-night guest messages. They've got a half-service option for you. And of course, for anyone who wants that sweet, sweet passive income, the full-service plan handles literally everything. They've really tailored it so you can find the perfect fit. Okay, so offering services is one thing, but what really sets a company apart? It's their philosophy, right? And of course, the results to back it all up. Let's dig into what makes their approach so different. I mean, the numbers here really do speak for themselves. We're looking at over 45 properties managed, which has led to hosting more than 30,000 guests. And get this, they've maintained an incredible 4.8-star average rating across the board. That's not just about being busy. It shows they can consistently deliver amazing experiences for guests, which, as you know, means better reviews and more bookings for the owners. Okay, now listen up, because this is a huge deal and probably their biggest differentiator. Unlike a lot of traditional management companies who list your property on their own corporate account, Hostizzy builds the listing on your account. Why does that matter so much? Well, it means that if you ever decide to go your own way, you keep everything. Your listing, all those hard-earned reviews, the brand you've built, you own your assets. Period. It's a game changer. This quote really tackles a question you might be thinking. Why only grow to about 45 properties in 6 years? The founder's answer shows it was a totally deliberate strategy, quality over quantity. Instead of just trying to sign up hundreds of properties, they kept their portfolio smaller so they could really deeply understand the pain points for everyone involved, both guests and hosts. The goal wasn't just to manage, it was to learn so they could build something way, way better. And that something bigger is where this story gets really exciting. Because this isn't just about managing rentals anymore. It's about re-engineering the entire hospitality ecosystem. So their long-term goal is to build what they're calling a vertically integrated hospitality ecosystem.
Okay, that sounds a little corporate and jargony, I know, but think about it like this. Instead of relying on a messy patchwork of different software and platforms, they're building their own complete system from scratch. This includes a powerful management system just for owners called HostOS and their own booking platform for guests, which brings us to JuxTravel. This is the other half of that ecosystem. It's their guest-facing marketplace, the front door for travelers to find and book all the unique properties Hostizzy manages. And for owners, this is amazing because it creates a direct pipeline of guests, making them less dependent on those big third-party platforms. So this really brings us to the final question, doesn't it? By focusing on empowering owners, obsessing over quality, and building a real long-term tech solution, Hostizzy is showing us a pretty compelling vision for the future of vacation rentals in India. It really makes every property owner stop and think, is my property a source of daily stress, or is it a genuine opportunity for growth just waiting to be unlocked?